Yo, what is up, Debt Free Mafia? Hey, welcome. Today I wanted to talk about how low income people can get their way out of debt and start to build a legacy. This is something I am super familiar with because I deal with clients who are barely trying to keep they can't even keep their head above water, as a matter of fact. And this is something I'm just used to dealing with. So this is something I feel like I can kind of talk through and hopefully give you some pointers on how you can build, if you're low income, how you can pay off your debt and start to build a legacy for you and your family. So that's great. I kind of want to go through the different options that you have, such as increasing your income and decreasing expenses, which are really the bread and butter when it comes to getting out of debt. So anyways, if you're new here, I want to introduce myself. My name is Rick. I am a financial coach. I'm the owner of the Debt Free Mafia. I created this whole brand because I really wanted people to kind of be able to have somewhere to go, a community to be a part of when it comes to the debt-free lifestyle. We firmly believe in living a life without debt. We believe in a life where we are not having car payments, or where we don't have massive credit card debt or credit card debt at all, where we're paying off credit cards, where we are paying off our student loans as fast as possible, where we are having good emergency funds and we're investing well, and we're setting up a legacy for not only our children but our children's children. If that's something that you resonate with and that's something that you feel like you want to be a part of, go ahead, hit the subscribe button, hit the like for me. Love for you to be a part of the Mafia and hang out here while we kind of just talk about all kinds of different things when it comes to personal finance. But anyways, going back to talking about being low income. First of all, you're not alone. I've seen it time and time again. Low income people pay off their debt, build up money, and even start investing, and even be able to buy a house. It is possible. Now, as you're probably very aware, if you've lived any time at all on this earth, you've probably started to realize that anything good and anything that's really worth it usually takes two things. It takes time and it takes sacrifice. And that's exactly what happens when you want to start to win with your money. It's going to take some sacrifice and it's going to take some time. This whole process of becoming debt-free and building a legacy, it just doesn't happen overnight. So let me encourage you there. I know it's tough, believe me. I was over $1.2 million in debt at one time. I've had to go through a bankruptcy. I've had to pay off $65,000 in debt on top of all that stuff, even after all that stuff happened. But gosh, it was an amazing journey. I have a whole video on that, but we paid off this debt, built up an emergency fund, and we're even able to buy a house last year. So I promise you, you can do it. It just takes a lot of hard work and sacrifice. So let's talk about the number one thing you can do, and this is going to seem super obvious, but I want to talk through it before I lose your interest, but that is increasing income. And you're probably thinking, that is so obvious, this is dumb. But hear me out. You've got to have this mindset of, my income is my number one tool in fighting against debt, poverty, being broke, and building a legacy. That is literally your number one tool, is your income. So the first thing that we need to do is we need to address, hey, what do we need to do to get this income up? I got some options for that. And you've probably thought through these, but I am giving you permission to do them. First of all, you might be in a job that you hate. I get it. But right now, that is your source of income. That is your tool. It is a blessing. It is helping you get out of this mess, right? So I'm not against you finding something else if you need to find something else, but let's look into that job. What is it going to take to get a promotion, right? What is it going to take for you to get to the next step? Is that something you can achieve soon? If you can, let's pursue that hard, because that promotion and that pay increase is going to help you pay off that debt even faster. Number two, can you work overtime in this job? Is that an option? Is this overtime, going to be paying time and a half so that you can really start to rack up that? Can you afford to work that extra? And then step number three, when it comes to this income issue, can you work more than one job? I've had clients who they have their daytime job, and then in the evenings they're either doing DoorDash, Uber Eats. I've had some clients use here locally in Midland, West Texas. It's called West Texas To Go. It's another food service. And then there's also in a lot of areas have a service called Shipped. It's where you can basically go and pick up people's groceries for them, shop their groceries, pick them up and deliver them for them for a fee. That's what a lot of them do because they can pick their own hours and be able to do that. Some others have become pizza delivery drivers. I've had some others who became nighttime bartenders. Or waiters or waitresses. Those are all good jobs that will probably let you work in the evening if you can find the right gig. But that all we're trying to do here is, and I've had some teachers pick up, Saturday tutoring options or coaching or even doing like in-school detention, whatever it takes, whatever your options are, please explore them. And I know that kind of seems obvious and you've probably thought about a lot of those things, but I am giving you permission to go do that. I'm encouraging you to go do that. Let's sacrifice our time that we have outside of work that we are going to have to give up to do that for a short time, which it might be a few years, but in the long run, let's get that debt gone, because as soon as we get that debt gone, that is that many less payments you're going to be having to make every month. So that means more money you get to keep. So the more money you're getting to keep, the more you can pay down all your debt, the more you'll be able to save an emergency fund, the faster you'll be able to save up for a down payment on a home, the easier it'll be for you to invest into your future so that you can take care of those that you love. So let's focus with that. And then brings me to the second part. The other option you have is to decrease expenses. This is why we're really big on budgeting. Here at the Debt Free Mafia, we want to make sure we know where every single dollar goes. So what I teach with my clients is called the zero-based dollar budget. Basically what that means is you take all of your expenses, so you got gas, groceries, rent, your mortgage, your debt payments, just everything, all the money that's leaving your account, and then all of your income, so basically what your paychecks are throughout the month. So those two will add up to typically either a surplus or a deficit. So hopefully they're not a deficit. If they're deficit, that's definitely why you're feeling the pinch, and some expenses need to definitely be chopped. But if you have a surplus, let's say you had an extra $500 at the bottom of your budget that's left over that doesn't have a place to go. Well, we're going to take that and we're going to throw it at our lowest debt, and we're going to pay that lowest debt off as fast as possible. We're going to keep that trend up for whatever debt is the next lowest in our debt snowball. So again, we practice the debt snowball. We want to make sure that we're on top of expenses. Something that you really need to consider is, hey, is it worth living where I'm living? Right now, there are too many places in the United States where the cost of living is too high for somebody who doesn't make enough money. And I know that's tough. I know how tough that is because you probably have family in the area. You probably might be closer to kids or something like that. I totally get it. I want you to be encouraged that this is, again, a sacrifice like we talked about, because what we're having to change, if you want to change, the secret to changing your financial situation is changing your behavior, right? So if we can have this mindset, this behavior of, I'm going to sacrifice, I'm going to move somewhere where it's less expensive for a time where I can get a job and be able to really get on top of this debt. Maybe it's moving in with a friend in a guest house. Maybe it's moving back home where you have a cheaper rent option. Maybe it's you going just to a different part of town where it's just easier to live and the rent's cheaper and the cost of living is just cheaper. Whatever you can do, let's make this sacrifice right now so you can pay that debt off, start to build some momentum, start to be able to save again. Then we can go back once we have our heads above water and hopefully have more income, so that way you can start to hit the goals that you want to hit. If this was helpful, guys, please again hit the like button. Let me know down below, what are some sacrifices you have made to reach the financial goals that you're striving to reach or have reached. Let me know. I'm really interested, guys. I appreciate you. Hope it was helpful. Guys, again, welcome to Mafia. So happy you're here. Peace.